back to Kruse Control. Right off the top, we always do this when this happens, but unfortunately we've lost Bob Barker, of course, longtime host of Price is Right before Drew Carey took over. If you're a young kid, maybe you don't remember Bob Barker, but Bob Barker was the shit. That's all I'm saying. He was the man that made that show everything it is today, and Drew Carey brought upon his legacy, and it's amazing because of him. And I still love him from Happy Gilmore. Like, I think that was awesome. Him and Adam Sandler. If you ever see this, check it out. He is fantastic in there. It's hilarious. But he was 99 years old. He's being laid to rest at the at the Forest Lawn Forever Cemetery here in Hollywood, California. And we've lost a great one that did a lot for game shows. And also, he was a big animal advocate, and he actually fought for animal rights on set. So, Bob Barker, you will be missed. Price is Right, man. R.I.P. Okay, they can't. Hey everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Monday, August 28th, 2023. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome back for episode 101. Wild 101. I can't believe we're already in the hundreds now. And joining me back, as always, is my lovely co-host, Miss Sabrina Vittori. Sabrina, welcome back to the program. How you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. Hi, Brian. Hi, Ty.
Hey, Ty. Welcome to chat. How's your Monday been?
How has my Monday been? I'm really tired. I worked 7 days last week, so today's my 8th day in a row. And there's no end in sight, so I'm just really tired. So
the weekend's in sight, Sabrina. It's there.
Forgive what's happening here right now because I'm shot.
It's Monday. Hey, it's Monday. Hey, it wouldn't be Monday without some Kruse Control, right? It gets today, perks you up a little bit and all that.
It wouldn't be Monday, Wednesday, or Friday without some Kruse Control.
Well, also joining us here for the very first time, Sabrina and I would like to welcome to the program post-production audio engineer himself and a really, really freaking dear friend. Welcome to Kruse Control, everybody, Mr. Brandon Olsberg. Welcome to Kruse Control. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing great, man. Hey, thank you for having me. This has been a fantastic time.
Yeah, welcome. How's your Monday been?
Super good, actually. I'm off because of the strike, but making the most of every minute.
Yep, that's all we can do right now. Tell our audience a little bit about yourself, because I know you work in the film industry too, and we're always having people on that work with us or have worked with us in the past, work in the business. Tell people what you do.
So I kind of work on just audio in the post-production, side of things. I work on the dub stage, mainly assisting and doing the technical engineering of all the aspects that go into, the all the computers and boards and stuff. So it's very technical, but I love. I was in it for the movies, so here we go.
Yeah, that's how it starts, with the passion with the movies. You fall in love with it, and then you kind of find where you fit in with everything. And it sounds like you really got in there. And I'm so happy you're here. We probably need your help. I said this before the show. We probably need your help on this audio issues we had for a long time. I think everybody that's watching that's probably thinking the same thing. Like, oh, why didn't you have them help you? But we've had so many issues with all that. But that's all part of the process. I'm so happy you're here to join us on Kruse Control. We got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about tonight because it's Monday. It's the start of a new week. But doesn't matter what day of the week, there's always some breaking news. Come on, let's get it. All right, everybody, the very first thing that I want to dive right into is, Barbie again, guys. Come on, of course it's Barbie. There's so much Barbie news, and Barbie doesn't want to go anywhere, unfortunately. I mean, it's not a bad thing. She's got that look on her face. She's like, Brian, what are you saying? But Barbie. She broke some more records. We talked about it on Friday. On Friday, Barbie broke the domestic record for the highest grossing movie of 2023, surpassing Mario domestically at $575.4 million. And of course, Mario was at 574. And I said on Friday, the worldwide one might be coming, and it happened today. She broke the worldwide record. So Barbie is the highest grossing movie of 2023 worldwide. All across the world, everybody. And now she's gotten that $1.34 billion. And Mario's at 1.3, so just surpassing him a little bit. And she'll sail off in the distance as the #1 highest grossing movie ever for Warner Brothers. That's right, everybody. Even surpassing the Deathly Hallows, Harry Potter himself, Harry Potter, for $1 million over that. So, and it'll keep surpassing. I know it will, because Barbie keeps breaking records. And for me, I'm just like, I get it, Barbie, but calm down. Save some money for somebody else, right? You know? But as she keeps going, somebody that's not going to keep going, Bill Murray and Khalees, everybody. I'm very unfortunate to say this, but Bill Murray and Khalees have broken up. Yeah.
Isn't it Kelly?
I think it's Khalees.
Well, I wouldn't know, so sorry about that. I hope you're right.
But
I hope I'm wrong, actually.
well, Bill Murray had, Khalees, Apple, I don't know, orange, I don't know, what's that saying? But Bill Murray at 72, her at 44. Of course, they had a relationship for like 2 months. It broke apart. She said it was a scheduling thing. You know, it was hard with their different, he's an actor, she's touring. Them getting together was just too much, and they hope to remain friends. But, I laughed about this when it first happened. We were joking about how it was like, she's like maybe the Black Widow wife because multiple of her husbands have died before. We got a bunch of people joking about that online, but Bill Murray got out fine. They loved each other, just didn't work out. So, right? Just didn't work out, right, Sabrina?
Again, we're throwing the L word around. Why are you doing this to these people? How do you know they dated for 2 months? When have you dated someone for 2 months and been like, I love you so much? Like, that's not enough time to fall in love.
Definitely in high school. It's definitely in high school, but not.
Yeah, well, okay, maybe. I don't even think I did that in high school. 2 months, that seems just not enough time.
Brandon, you don't think this was love?
You know what? Love can be found in any kind of place, and if I do believe in love at first sight, but it takes time, so who knows?
Do you say that out loud, though? Are you like, immediately? Because that's going to chase someone off real fast. That's just a hunch.
I'm in love. Love. Yeah, I feel like it was one of those things, probably, you find somebody for that moment in your life, and then, it's a fleeting thing, love, Sabrina. It's a fleeting thing. It comes and it goes.
Sometimes it doesn't.
But Bill Murray's relationship's going away, but also, there's a couple projects going away that I want to talk about. And the very first one is the Spiderwick Chronicles. And I heard this today, and as I was reading the articles about this, I was very surprised, but I'm also not surprised this is actually happening. But Disney Plus, Disney in general, Mr. Bob Iger, Mickey Mouse himself, is actually going to start adding more programs to that whole cutting costs thing they did not too long ago. Of course, it's called the company's Disney Content Removal Plan. We talked about this before. It's a $1.5 billion tax write-off they took. And they wrote off Willow. They wrote off Turner Hooch. They wrote off the Big Shot, Just Beyond, Maggie Pistol. There's a bunch of products. They just wrote them off. You'll never see them again, put them back in the vault, and they took tax cuts. And that's what Disney did for that. And now they're adding the Spiderwick Chronicles to this because everybody, if you're wondering about this, you're a fan about this, they announced this project a couple of years ago, and they said it's coming. 6 episodes, it's going to be happening. They shot the whole thing, all done in the can from September 22 to January 2023. Whole thing's done, and they're not going to release it. They're going to take the tax cut off, and they're going to try to sell it someplace else, and maybe somebody else will get it, but now they're taking tax credit. I think there's a lot of hairy territory here. Like, can you actually do that? Can you not do that? We're going to see how this goes because it is a very popular series, and they had a movie based off of it before. This is supposed to be a big monumental series coming off of it. Spent a lot of money on it. And Disney said, hey, we don't want to release it. Seems like a weird thing to me, but if you don't know what this is, it's based on a children's fantasy book with the same name that follows 3 children who discover a field guide to fairies while encountering various magical creatures such as goblins, ogres, brownies, bogarts, hobgoblins, trolls, and many other things. But this is going away. But before we dive into this, too, I want to say there's one more project Disney announced today they're doing the same thing with. And this was another one I'm like, really? But the prequel to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Now, this is one, too, they've been talking about for a long time. And they were going to do a movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at one point. David Fincher was actually attached to this at one point to do this. And they both went off. Crazy, right? And they've been trying to make this for a long time, but they shot the whole thing. Same deal, prequel series, a 10-part series with Shazad Latif attached to it. And he was actually, if you watch Star Trek Discovery, he played Valk on that. And he did a great job because he had this whole twist in the series. But I think he would have been great for Captain Nemo. That's what he's supposed to play. So Captain Nemo, so Infamous Captain Nemo is supposed to follow him and his rise to power, and it was going to be him alongside his crew battling various threats in the magical underground worlds. But Disney said the same thing. We're going to axe the whole thing. Maybe we'll sell it to someplace else. Paramount was attached to this too. 20th Century Television was attached to this. They want to get their monies back, and Disney will get their money back, but those other independent companies, they don't. So they're going to try to get it to go someplace else. But we hear about this, and before we were talking about how, the strike's happening, so shows will be canceled, but shows being done like this is just, it's just insane to me, because you spend months on production and post-production, as Brandon knows, and then all of a sudden, like, it's just gone. Everyone's work is just down the drain, and it might not go anywhere. But it just shocks me. It just really shocks me. Sabrina, what do you think? Do you think that this surprised you that these two projects went to the wayside? Or do you think this is more par for the course for the way that Disney is directing their business?
I think that everybody in the AMPTP are a bunch of assholes who don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. I've said it a million times. And I'm sick of them doing shit like this. Like, imagine if you were an actor and you booked this huge fucking series and you're like super excited about it, and then they are like, we're just gonna throw that in the trash and you can fuck yourself. Like, I don't appreciate it. I think it's awful to do to people. And there's so many things that are in flux right now because of the strike. Oh, I'm sorry, really quickly. I put this up.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
Yes. Ty asked about the Kellis and the Khalees, or however you say her name. I apologize for screwing it up, because one of them is obviously wrong. She did have a baby with Nas back in 2009. Yes. Thank you. What up, IPA sessions? And hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's pretty much. I think it's brutal for everyone involved, for everyone that works on that show. Like there's. Like the directors, the producers. I mean, I guess the producers are the dicks, but like the directors and the actors and like, what if there's people like that kind of just started working, makeup artists, let's say, that's like, you don't even have that shit for your reel. It's fucking gone. Like, I think it's really rude and disrespectful the way that they, are just now, it's like becoming a trend that they just continually cast things aside so they can take a tax credit for it. I don't know how it's legal. I feel like something is wrong and that someone needs to come in. Because they have no problem auditing regular citizens who make $20,000 a year. Like, go audit fucking Bob Iger and Zaslav and all these other pricks. Like, I don't know. This is stupid. I don't like it at all. I think it's terrible.
You don't know I can do that, Sabrina. They're not going to do that.
They're not. But it would be nice if for 1 second you focus on the problem instead of like the people who the world's back is built upon. Who the world is built. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It wasn't the right wording, but you know what I mean.
But also it just sucks because it's like all the work you put into just to see it, And a lot of the times with these projects, if you don't release them one time and, let's say they don't get bought up, no one takes it, then it goes into some vault, like Disney likes to say, it's metaphorical vault, and then you never get to see your work. You can't get footage.
Yeah, you're not going to get the footage. You can't, like, it's just like that.
It trickles down.
Like a calling card. Like, that's part of your reel. Like, that's how people get work in the entertainment industry who are doing the creative side of things. Like, that's not fucking cool.
It's even post stuff though too. Like Brandon, you hear about this. Can you imagine like working on a project, and these are big budget things, and you get all this stuff done, you're so happy with it, and they're like, oh, by the way, not coming out. Has that happened to you before?
Honestly, actually, I got to witness some of that part, because post-production is the last bit of work before a movie gets out, and so we do get clients in there, and like we sometimes see the news, like get showed up and like, we're not doing this anymore. I'm like, wait, what? And it's happened, and they're distraught.
While you're in the midst of working on something.
Yes, while we're working on something, and it's just like gone, and it's just like decided like, no, we're gonna put on hold for an indefinite hold, and I'm just like, wow, okay. And they could just do that on a whim, and I just feel like that even in and of itself should be like protected. Like, you can't just cancel someone's entire like 3 weeks worth of projects on a whim. And like it was also like the showrunner and stuff like that, and everyone else, and it's just that's their baby, that's their dream, and it's dead.
Yeah, and to be like, okay, this is being made, and then like to go from it's being made, like you got basically a deal, to like you're actually shooting it, to like it's in post-production, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, no. Like, how could you imagine?
No,
like,
I can't.
Even like as an actor, like auditioning for a part, getting a part, and then them calling and being like, listen, this is gonna be on a hold for a long time. But if you shoot it and you do the work, and I know it's like, I don't know, it just seems like such a messed up thing to do. Like it's like it's right there, and then you take it away.
Pulling right away from you.
It's really just a ballsy move too. It's just like, hey, I'm just going to give all this money away, and then we're just going to go, okay, nope, we're just going to hold on to that for a tax, refund, and not like give it to anything. And just like, Like I want to know where the ratio is between like what's the return and what's the give, and just like what and really just where are the numbers going, and if it's pocketed by someone, most likely is.
It is.
But
I guarantee. I mean, honestly. Like the residuals aren't happening too. You think about that. Disney's talking about that too. A lot of times they're pulling some of these shows because they don't want to pay some of the residuals that do. Because not everybody gets residuals because that's a big fight right now. But some of these actors have been getting residuals, and they said by taking them off the air, they don't have to pay that anymore. And
right, but like these things that they're not releasing and they're calling a tax break on, like big to think about when you do your taxes.
Yeah.
So your expenses come off of what you owe. So now they're like basically not paying taxes, probably getting money back for fucking off these people and their work. It's not cool.
It's not cool.
Peanut butter and jelly, Keanu Reeves in anything, peanut butter and chocolate, and taxes and the rich just go hand in hand together for some reason.
I don't know why.
That was great. You know? Wait, hold on. I would like to go back to that. Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and
chocolate.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
The second analogy was Keanu Reeves in anything. And rich people in taxes.
Yeah.
I like it.
That was great. That was great.
Man. It was really good.
I like that. It took me a minute to process it, and I was like, "Oh, I see where he's going with this."
Yeah. But this is like a. Yeah, go ahead. Get in there.
No, I was just really like, I'm just ecstatic about this like conversation because it's a really big one nowadays, and I'm like that. And you mentioned residuals, and I think that's why AI is such a big issue. Big talking points, because that's one way. If the technology gets even better, residuals could go away. I mean, remember like back in like we had like thousands and thousands of extras like in movies that were like with wars and stuff like that, like Gladiator. They had like filled that entire Coliseum with actual people, but then VFX like came up and was like, no, we can actually make some of these fake people now. So like extras are getting smaller and smaller. It's like always to save a buck with people, and it's. When is it going to end, and when is it going to find itself as a collaborative effort like this industry was, and hopefully still is.
And go back to that way. It should still be that way. Even they were used to like take a group of people and like shoot a plate shot of them here and then move them to the next section and have them change clothes fast and then shoot them there. That was a whole thing they used to do. But now it's just they shoot them one time and then they double them up and quadruple them and put them around. And then now the scanning, it's a slippery slope. And that's why we have this strike going on. And like we've talked about on the show multiple times about how like people don't understand why the actors are standing up and the writers are standing up. And then the AMPTP pushes the whole like they're being greedy type deal. And it's like it's really about the livelihood of people right now. And it trickles down to everybody. Post work for you too. It's like I know they're using more like AI editing software stuff. Has that affected you at all with your sound mixing and stuff? Or
not yet, no. Luckily it hasn't gotten
not.
Luckily, it hasn't gotten to a point, and it, ChatGPT or whatever could just use as much as they wanted to, but it won't affect like there's good old fashioned ears. Like you can't get rid of that experience.
Yeah,
you can't just.
Yeah, you can't. You need a human being for that. It's like they're saying the same thing for like an actor. Like you still need humanity in somebody to actually create that material that we can connect to. It's the same thing. It's like there's something about the human body that can create something that a machine can't. Just can't now.
No, sorry.
I would say sorry, Alexis. I was going to say.
I'm sorry. For something to elicit a human emotion takes a human to create. And it's just, that's something that all of us go for the movies and watch TV for, is that emotional reaction. That telltale connection. Thing. Yes.
And speaking of that connection, does anybody care about either of these series though? I just want to know. Sabrina, are you excited? No, not at all.
Hard no.
Nothing at all.
Hard.
You don't want some Captain Nemo? Huh?
No, absolutely not. I would never watch either of these things, but I do feel bad for everybody involved in them who basically lost their job.
I do too. Brandon, do you like any of these ideas? Do you think they should find a home someplace else?
I've always liked 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I actually did, but they did the movie so bad, so it's just like whatever.
I know. That's why I'm like, I hope that we get to see it, so we get to see, to know what they did with it, and I hope it does find a home, both these projects, because again, it sucks when you take the time to shoot something and you spend day in and day out, 14-hour days a lot of times to create art, and then it's just lifted from underneath you and the rug's pulled out and you never get to see it. It's very unfortunate, because then what's the point of any of it? You know, we go away from our families, we work these long hours so that we can create something that's supposed to be left for everybody, and if we don't release it, we never get that. But Disney is doing this. They're pulling the rug out from these two projects. They're cutting it. They're getting rid of it, just like Netflix is getting rid of The Bride of Frankenstein. That's right, because The Bride of Frankenstein, we talked about this, I think it was like back in May we talked about this. That this was announced that Christian Bale was going to be doing The Bride of Frankenstein. Of course, it's a sequel to Frankenstein, the 1935 movie, and Maggie Gyllenhaal is directing this. And also attached to this is Peter Sarsgaard. Now, this was all going forward. Netflix was pushing it, but now Netflix has said, nah, we're dropping it. We're done with it. We're moving on from The Bride of Frankenstein. Now, everyone's still attached to the project. They're shopping around the same as these other two projects, except this isn't done, which happens all the time in Hollywood. You know, so they're going to try to find a new home for it, somebody else to help pick it up, distribute it, put it out there, and make it come to life. And for me, it's like, I like this idea. I think that Christian Bale playing Victor von Frankenstein could be really freaking cool. Maggie Gyllenhaal, like I like her. I mean, everyone always like, you know, online people are like, oh no, it's Rachel and Batman together again, and I'm just like, calm down, you know, it's not, it's her directing. Maybe she'd be the Bride of Frankenstein too. I doubt it. Probably find somebody else, but I like the idea of it. I love Christian Bale. I think he could kill it playing this part, and I hope it finds a home. But this is the stuff that's happening, and they haven't said it's because of the strike, but I have a feeling that it is because of the strike. I feel like everyone's looking at their bottom line and they're like, what can we cut? What can we get rid of? Because, well, you know, no one's working. So, how do we save money? Well, release people from this contract, release people from that contract, so, you know, and then eventually maybe they could pick it back up or it could find a new home, but no one's picking stuff up like they were before due to, again, strikes. That's what's happening. Sabrina, are you surprised that The Bride of Frankenstein is going away from Netflix? And do you think it'll find a new home? Because the project could be good, right?
I mean, honestly, I'm very surprised that they're doing this, because Netflix pumps out a lot of crap content, like a lot of crap content. They have some good shit, don't get me wrong, but they definitely pump out a lot of crap content. And something with Christian Bale and a Sarsgaard, right?
Yeah.
And a Sarsgaard, any one of them. I'll take any of them.
They're all good.
And Maggie Gyllenhaal as a director, especially with how big Barbie is, and with Greta Gerwig directing, and like, you know, women, like I feel like having, you know, and also it's as I don't like a recycled IPA.
IPness. You don't like recycled IPness, right?
So James Jacob IPA sessions. I was like, IPAs. No. Yeah, I don't like to recycle. Like I don't want to just keep just rubbing the face in the IPness. Like I would prefer to have new things, but something like this, which is super classic, with Christian Bale attached, with any Sarsgaard attached, and Maggie Gyllenhaal directing, which, by the way, she did that The Lost Daughter in 2021, which, you know, she did a really good fucking job. A really good fucking job. And like, of course, I mean, I have to give credit, obviously, to Olivia Colman, who is one of my favorite actresses on the planet. She's the only reason that I was able to watch The Secret Invasion, by the way. So yeah, I'm shocked. I'm literally shocked that they're doing this. It just doesn't seem like I don't know. It just seems like a weird move for them. I do hope someone else picks it up. I think Christian Bale would kill this shit. I think she would do a great job. And you know, again, insert any Sarsgaard anywhere, and I'm in. So it's like almost Idris Elba worthy for me personally.
And listen to IPA Sessions podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. But yeah, Sabrina, I'm shocked too. But do you think it is the strike? Do you think that's what it is?
You know what? I don't know why these people do anything they're doing. I mean, if I were in their position, any one of them, I would fucking just make a deal to do the right thing and pay the fucking. They make like Bob Iger makes like $72,000 a day. Like I don't, or $78,000 a day. It's ridiculous. So kindly fuck off and pay people residuals. Like none of this makes any sense to me.
Beat this home. It's true.
So I don't know. I don't know why. I think that's what they're blaming it on. But of all the things, like I'm not surprised about the fucking 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Nautilus reboot, prequel, whatever the motherfuck. I'm not surprised about that. But something like this, that like I feel like actually, you know, it could be very successful. Like I'm just surprised because, like I said, they do pump out a lot of shit over there on Netflix. So,
and they also have another Frankenstein movie too they're actually developing too, and they haven't said they're canceling that one.
Netflix also?
Yes, Netflix as well. So it makes me wonder, maybe they had two and they were like trying to figure out which one to go with. But
I would have picked this one.
I would have picked this
Christian
one too.
Bale and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Come on.
I don't.
And Skarsgård.
But I mean, like this is the business these days. Brandon, are you surprised this is gone? And is this a project that you would be excited to see?
I would, yeah, absolutely. It just sounds like an all-star cast and an all-star crew, and it's just honestly, it really gets you thinking about, like, there's a lot of reasons to do something, but this one is just weird, and I feel like, maybe it could be honestly the only thing I could point out is maybe this is a PR move. Maybe this is such a big movie that people, want to see and want to, and it's like that. And it's just like that kind of media attention. And it's just like, okay, well, dang, maybe Netflix is hurting. It's like, no, they're really not. But,
I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think so at all. But, to Joe Blow and Schmo, who knows what they, it's just like they really would like that. And Bride of Frankenstein is such an iconic, like, just... you don't mess with that. So bringing anything like with that kind of a stature is into the limelight is, probably maybe a PR move. Who knows?
It could be. And then the idea of it, though, it's like Sabrina was saying too, the fact that it's like, a female director. Of course, you'd have probably a big female lead here playing the Bride of Frankenstein. You think this would be a product that they would want to push forward, especially with the, Barbenheimer move and how big that's been, like what we started the show with. It's just like you would think that it just makes more sense. But maybe it is a PR move. Maybe they are going to blame their stocks. Maybe they're going to blame people canceling their Netflix subscription, even though they've actually gone up quite a bit since they've done that whole like, oh, now you can't share your password anymore. They've actually gone up millions of dollars. So I mean, you would think that they're in a better place than they were before. But again, the consumer is always a person hit harder than they are, I think. And then it's something like this. It's like people love you would think. I don't know. I bet Christian Bale's pissed.
I think he's definitely a bit bummed, but I also think he's probably he's not really sweating. This will definitely be picked up, at least my point of view. It's got to be. So I feel like
I don't think they'll have trouble shopping this, but this actually has been in the works for quite some time.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit shocking too, because I would think that people would bite on this immediately. And Jacob said IPA sessions. Watch, please, for Jacob. But he said that's 2 shout outs in one show, baby. So 90 years is a reasonable time to make a remake. Okay, I will give you that, because we all know that I'm not about recycling IP-ness. And GR said, don't be surprised if it's settled as soon as the strike is over. So I could see that too. Yeah, which is akin to what Brandon is saying. So I don't know. I feel like this is not a hard movie to shop with these people attached. And, if Netflix fucks off on it, great. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere independent so we don't need the AMPTP anymore. Make the fucking movie. Go to Actors Equity with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. And go make it over there. Do it somewhere independently so that you don't have to deal with this bullshit and fucking go make a shit ton of money and give us the movie anyway.
But Sabrina, maybe the reason they're not doing this really is because Netflix is picking up a Brad Pitt post-apocalyptic movie. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But this is something that's going down right now too.
So Brad was a Freudian slip when I just said it.
You said it, and I roll with it. So Brad Pitt's apparently down to a Netflix movie with his director from War Machine and co-writer for this as well. So be directing it and co-writing it, Dave McCoud, who will actually helm the film completely. And it's post-apocalyptic. It's called Desolation Run. Desolation. Ah, there it goes. There goes my brain. Desolation Run. There it is, Brian. Desolation Run. And apparently this reminds me of Mad Max quite a bit when I listen to this. But the whole breakdown, let me give you the synopsis for this too, okay? So it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where a mechanic, Alara, is trying to escape a brutal desert wasteland controlled by ruthless warriors. And Brad Pitt is a lone wanderer named Creed who teams up with her. Okay. Kind of sounds like Mad Max to me. They're not saying it's this, but I mean, come on, guys. Or maybe like Waterworld could be, but more Mad Max for me. So Brad Pitt, that's all they got so far. They haven't said who's playing Alara. They haven't said anything else besides who's, of course, we know who's directing. We know Brad Pitt's attached to it. But I think it's something cool. I feel like Brad Pitt could shave his head bald maybe and go nuts and be like screaming at people, kind of like maybe harnesses some of that Fight Clubness he had before and mix in with like, maybe he talks to some of his friends. He gets some freaking crazy, like, I don't know, crazy acting stuff going. So I think it'd be cool. I think he'd be great playing this. He should play more roles like this. He's a phenomenal actor. Of course, studied at Ivana Chubbuck. I love watching him because I always see him eating stuff because it's a big thing.
Don't give her a plug.
I gave her a plug. Sabrina.
Terrible. Don't anyone go there. Terrible. Don't do it. Don't even think about it.
A lot of people have gone there.
He mentioned her once in an Oscar speech, and now she's super famous, and she teaches a shit class.
Yeah.
I know people who have been in the class.
I've gone to the class. I've gone to the class, yeah.
I also know other people who have been in the class. My acting teacher went to her class, like, just recently, and he left, like, he was like, this is ridiculous. Like, hard no. Yeah. And he is on a shit ton of shows. He has made a very successful living in acting up to this point. He just likes to keep working on himself, which I find very admirable. And so he went and he was like, no, this is not, it's not for me.
He's like, don't go there.
So this is not a plug. This is a no, don't.
But Brad Pitt, though, pretty freaking great actor, right?
Yeah, the only thing he uses from her is the doings. Okay, let's be clear. Just the doings. Yeah. That's his thing, is the doings.
He heard that and he just attached to it. He's always eating something.
That's great advice to make you naturally say your lines when you're focusing on something else. And it's also kind of a cheat. It's a shortcut. Right, so if you don't want to have to be like fully locked in, you can be like, well, I'm just gonna eat this banana, or like, oh my gosh, it's so hot in here while I'm talking to you, I'm gonna do this, or what did I find over this rock? It's cool. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of cheating. It comes across great, kind of cheating a little bit. It's like something that you keep in your toolbox if you're like having a rough time with something, in my opinion.
Sabrina, are you excited about this project though?
No.
You don't want to see Brad Pitt?
I love Brad Pitt. I really do. I love him to death, and I'll watch it. I absolutely will watch it. That is why? Why? Brad Pitt was my first love before Ryan Reynolds. Everybody knows.
Is that the AI drawing of Brad Pitt?
I think it is.
It totally is. Nice. It totally is. And not
accurate.
A good
You know
one.
what? Accurate.
Not
very accurate.
A good one.
He is looking at you, Sabrina.
Oh, there you go. Hey, buddy. Oh, there he is. Hi.
Whispering sweet nothings.
Yeah, absolutely. He is.
Talk about my movie. Tell me some good things about my movie, Sabrina.
Okay, fine. There's a lot of amazing movies. This is just not really anyone who watches the show and knows me, like, this is not really my like genre of things. And there's like I don't know. Again, I'll watch it, but I'm not great. That's a great shot. They did War Machine together, these two, which is, was pretty good. Brad Pitt also produced a movie that he directed with Timothy Chalamet. I believe it was called, that's so rude. It's not Ryan Reynolds. You could say that when I'm talking about Ryan Reynolds, but like this, I think you're being a little bit extreme. I think you're being a little bit extreme right now, sir. I'll allow it though. I will allow it.
GR. I like it.
But yeah, he also, I think it was called The King. Right, with Timothy Chalamet. It was a 2019 film that Brad Pitt produced, and I don't want to mess this guy's name up, but he directed it. The same gentleman that is directing this.
Yeah, I already butchered his name once. I'm not going to say David. He's a great director, David.
This is going to be their third venture together with Netflix. The King was very successful. War Machine was pretty successful. So yeah, I mean, I think if it's done well, it could be great. It's just I'm not super jazzed about it because it's not really my genre,
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Brandon? Are you on the same page with her, or is this something that you'd be like, hell yeah, bring it on?
Honestly, I think I'm actually for it a little bit because like I honestly I loved him in Bullet Train recently.
Oh, that was great.
That was really, really good. And like with
shout on Hawk Lenses, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like Brad Pitt has been like kind of expanding a little bit of his like repertoire a little bit. So I'm excited to go back to his like World War Z, stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a little static for it. But I would say though, I still would like to see Frankenstein more. So I don't know why.
I agree. Frankenstein sounds so good.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's such a great idea.
Also, not really my genre, but I feel like I that's something I would absolutely see like immediately.
Yeah.
But I thought he was also good in that. You say World War Z, that it does remind me of that kind of in a way too. I think they should have made another one. I know they're doing a series we talked about in here too. Like a series is coming. I think it was Apple TV's doing it, and he's producing and maybe starring in it. They still haven't announced if he's coming back, but I think he does great in this kind of world, so that's why it could be good. But then for me, I'm also like, why not just throw him into Mad Max at this point? If you're gonna do a Mad Max spinoff, or rip-off, I should say, just throw him into Mad Max.
There's another Mad Max coming too, but
I know, which looks great.
But that's studio driven. That's going to go in the theaters and stuff. This is a Netflix film, right? This is for Netflix?
Yeah, this is Netflix, yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a different thing. Brad Pitt is a spectacular actor. I think he can pull anything off. But my lack of enthusiasm is not because it's, I don't think he's going to do a good job. It's just, do we need another post-apocalyptic fucking movie? I don't think that we do. But, whatever.
The world needs it, Sabrina. The world needs it.
I don't think
after
so.
they just canned 2 projects and threw them away, and now they're canceling Frankenstein. Like, what are you doing, Netflix?
I don't think so. California just got hit by an earthquake. I don't need another doomsday thing or like earthquake on a hurricane at the same time.
And a hurricane, yeah.
There was like a tornado in like New Jersey. I'm like, when the fuck did that start happening?
Yeah.
When did tornadoes like land in New Jersey? Like, that's not a thing.
We're
Apparently now it's a thing.
We're literally the center of Avatar: The Last Airbender. You got earth, you got water, you got air, you got fire. And
it's all raining down.
It's all of us. We're just centered around the 4 elements. It's just insane. Yeah.
And they were threatening a hurricane here at the same time, changed to a tropical storm. But like, that seems pretty, like a hurricane and an earthquake on the same day. I was like, what is happening right now? I'm just going to go live in the movie theater.
It sounds like the worst combination of all for like everything crashing down. But the best combination for all maybe is the Expendables 4, because you got like all these living legends all together in one big movie. Okay, these movies are all right. But like for me, there's a 4th one coming, and I was kind of shocked, but not shocked, because I think I saw the first 2, and then I dipped off from the 3rd one. But apparently a lot of people dipped off from the 3rd one because the 3rd one, they turned to PG-13. It didn't do well. And so they're going back to rated R for this one, for the 4th one. And then they're saying that Expendables, but Expendables. I don't know how they're really saying it. Expendables. It's something like that. But
that seems super fucking dumb.
I know. And Sabrina, one of your favorite leading ladies is joining the cast of this too. Megan Fox. So I mean, you gotta be super thrilled about it. I think she did a spit take off camera. A spit take off camera, because we were just going back watching some Transformers movies recently, and she's like,
scene she was in, I wanted to stab myself in the eye with a pencil. It was so bad.
She was going nuts about it.
I know you don't. I know you watch the show a little bit, but we all know I love a good-looking lady. Okay, she has 0 challenge. If she was in the room with me, I'd be like, I just need you to stop talking. I'll look at you, but you cannot speak.
Yeah.
Please use your iPad to type down words. I cannot.
It's like
so ridiculous.
My favorite line when she's in the first one, she's like, "I'm a big grease monkey." And I was like, okay. I'm like, why are you saying that, girl? Why are you saying
she's
that?
like having like lovey moments with Shia LaBeouf, which should be easy for you to do. She's like, it was always like being like,
no.
She was like, well, I just wanted you, and I'm like, okay, you're not in a porno. This is real movies. This is real movies.
But for this, Sabrina, we're getting the crew back together. You're getting Jason Statham in this, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, you got Sylvester Stallone. Of course, I said Megan Fox is joining the ranks. Also, 50 Cent's joining this too.
Oh shit!
Yeah, 50 Cent.
Is he gonna come out of the rafters and sing?
Upside down. Tony J.A.A.
Best halftime Super Bowl show though in a long time. It was that year when he was on.
It was really good. It was so good.
Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. That shit was dope. Mary J. Blige.
But the last Expendables, it pretty much broke even if it didn't actually lose a little bit of money. The budget was 100 million. It ended up making like 214 million, but with advertising, it was probably around 200, overall. They always spend like 100 million on everything, marketing and advertising these days. So it's really hard to make that money back, especially when it doesn't do so well. Like look at Blue Beetle right now, So there's a lot of projects like that haven't been doing well, but Expendables 4, Expendables, whatever they want to say, is coming.
Don't say that.
But let's watch the trailer together, then we can talk about this quick. So here's the trailer for Expendables.
Don't do it. Well, it came in hot.
Came in very hot.
Is that Tim?
On September 22nd.
Time for music.
We heard you.
This is gonna be fun.
Loud and clear. Please make Expendables 4 rated R.
This isn't
There
real.
better be violence and lots of it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I want all the blood and guts.
Fuck it.
First things first.
Holy shit.
Push the rated R.
my mind
There is
is full of these brutal fantasies. That will now become a
I
hellish
love Jason
reality.
Statham.
It's a great idea. Well, I ain't playing no more.
You got some chili peppers.
Hold on. You almost fucking killed me. You're welcome.
Very 50-10.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Good to be back.
Who's that?
Enjoy the show.
See, Expendables.
That was dumb down.
Expendables.
You're from the floor with a fucking alien.
I know.
That's the guy
Rated
from
R.
That's the guy from. Isn't that the guy from like the one that
Theater,
does the fake
September
trailers?
22nd.
It sounds like
That
it.
has to be him.
It also sounds like the original trailer voice guy.
No,
It's
dude,
like,
that's
in a
the
world
guy who does the
where
fake trailers.
The world was exploding every
When
day.
he's like,
and-
starring guy from your mom's kitchen and lady who comes over and knocks on the door at 2 a.m. Like, it's definitely that guy. 100%.
I just
Comes a movie.
love- we hear you. Who was talking? Who was talking about Expendables? It's just like I love it. I mean, I love
Apparently somebody.
I know.
Somebody.
We hear you, everybody. You want it back our, but it's like, I just feel like they were like, they lost money, right? And so they were like, well, we gotta go back to our formula that was making money, because these are just big shoot 'em up movies. That's all they are. It's like Stallone and his buddies getting out there, get everybody out there, get Dolph Lundgren back to work, kicking some ass and shooting shit up. And
Honestly,
it's,
I could live the rest of my life and never see Dolph Lundgren in another film, and I'd be very fine with that. Just to be clear, I'm fine with
Good
that.
point, IPA session. It's supposed to be action stars, not really action stars. I feel like
Well,
they.
Megan Fox was in Transformers being like this. Oh my God, Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah.
I'm changing my outfit really fast. Don't go to college. I love you.
yeah.
but
off.
okay, we saw the trailer. Brandon, what do you think? Are you sold on this? Have you seen the other ones, or are you like, this is a thumbs down for you? What do you think?
Honestly, because I'm a sucker for a stupid movie, I'm probably gonna go see it. I really am. I watched all three, and I'm only slightly regretty about saying it, but at the same time, I love action movies, and all of them are great. Are great. Megan Fox, maybe not, no, definitely not, but like at the
Terrible.
same time,
She might have gotten better, guys. Come on.
She did.
sure.
How
Everyone
could she have
deserves,
gotten
like, a
any better
third
while she's dating
chance.
Machine Gun Kelly? He got nominated for most of all the Razzies last year.
Hey, she needed money, and so do we, man. Like whatever. you
That's
gotta
true.
do,
I mean, I
you gotta
wouldn't
do.
say no, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't
gotta
say no,
work.
honestly. What a great opportunity to work with all those guys too. as
she's
well.
brutal.
It's true. I agree. Like legends. So all legends in here. Was the third one good at all? I didn't see it. Was it good?
The third one, no, but
I agree, Panico. I agree.
I honestly, depending upon who your camp is and what your camp is about movies, whether it elicits a reaction to you or if you're a diehard critic and it needs to fit certain criterias, but honestly,
Oh.
it did give me a reaction. I did enjoy it, like, just the silliness and just honestly just the stupidity. It gives me Three
You're
Stooges
welcome.
vibes. It gives me Three Stooges vibes, and if you take the acting all of the table,
That is,
it's
you
just
are
so stupid.
insulting
That's-
Three Stooges right
that's
now.
very
How
interesting
dare
to me.
you?
no,
I-
I love it. That's the point.
Yeah.
It's
It kind of
like-
makes me want to see it. It's like a little campy then in a way, right? It kind of has that little like, doop, boop, 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 that kind of stuff. Like they're just joking around, like they get the inside jokes.
Yeah, it's like, what's gonna be different? Like it really is. They're all the same.
You know what's gonna be different? Megan Fox is gonna be fucking somebody. That's gonna be different.
Probably
That's gonna be different.
but-
Probably. I agree, IP sessions. You're right. Just turn the brain off. Yeah,
just-
probably.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
really
that's what
got it.
these movies are. I think we all need those once in a while. I know we talked about recently about how people are complaining, of course, writers and some actors are complaining about how Hollywood's producing garbage and it's like they need to make more art. But, sometimes, I mean, the idea of, the theater used to always be it's a way to escape. It's escapism, So These two, just you're escaping from thinking at all, just turning your brain off and just watching something, explosions and having a good time. So it's a popcorn flick. I might go see this actually because it does look better than the last trailer I saw. So it looks like it's fun. Statham's great, Sabrina. Come on, Sabrina. You're not going to watch this?
I love Jason Statham. I do. I love him. I don't know why. Ever since Snatch, I've been obsessed with him. I think he's great. I think he's funny. And he's a kick-ass fucking action hero that does its fucking own stunts. That I've mentioned this many fucking times, but whatever the stupid movie was of the Fast and the Furious 37, where he had that fight scene on the plane with the baby, is one of my favorite fight scenes of all time.
7 or 8?
He's like on, I don't know, 7, 8, 15, 30. There's so many of those movies I can't keep track. But if Lexi was in the chat, she'd be able to tell me, but she's not here today.
Yeah, she would know.
Whatever one it is. It was I think it was the one just before Hobbs and Shaw. Because then I was like, I'm definitely going to see Hobbs and Shaw because I loved it so much. And I'm not a fast. Anyone who watches the show knows I'm not a fast.
It was 7 or 8, something like that.
Family, y'all. Anyway, so my point is, Jason. I hate her so much because she's in it. I'm kind of mad about it, and I feel like I might like be spiteful and not go see it. But if maybe, let's say on a random Sunday after a bottomless mimosa brunch, I might pop over to a 4DX and just like not give a shit because we saw the Meg. Which was like
Meg 2.
So
Meg 2.
The new Meg. So it was so terrible, but it was great. It was so bad it was good. It was like one of those. You know what I mean? The action was fun. It was just so unbelievable and ridiculous.
It was insanely ridiculous.
There was like, and I went in knowing, I was like, there are zero expectations. Like, obviously it's gonna be completely unrealistic and ridiculous. Like you could see from the trailer where he's like running up like a dock that a shark is eating, and I'm like, and he puts his foot on his nose. I'm like, really? Jason Statham, 5'9", you put your foot on that shark's nose and it's good enough to get you free? I don't think so.
Strongest man in the world.
So I was 100% aware.
So.
I love him. I love him to death. So I would, but I don't know. She really is tarnishing it for me, honestly. These have never been my thing. Like I don't really love any of these movies, but I do love Jason Statham. So I mean, I don't know. You're gonna have to check back with me when it comes out. What else is in the movie theaters, and if I have gone on my movie pass yet, because they're not ever making money off of me. So if I pay my money and I haven't gone to a movie that month, I'll be there to see that if that's the only thing I could watch.
She might have not even got like a big cut out of it. You know, I would have gone.
I
just
saw
to
her a few
support
times.
the other people
Her and
that
50
had to
Cent
deal
were in the
with
trailer
her,
more than anyone.
Yeah.
I saw her shooting shit. I saw her in red lingerie. Like, I mean,
Yeah, but like,
she gonna be there.
Yeah.
But I think Brandon's trying to say like maybe she's not getting a lot of money for this too. You never know. I mean, they're not spending a lot of money on these movies. Like I said, the last one was like a 90
special
million.
effects and the stunts and everything else. Are you kidding? They were spending a lot of money.
That's
Yeah,
probably
no,
where
that's-
it's all going.
Yeah, all that, you know. Probably not to the actors as much. I mean, Dolph Lundgren's just happy to be working. He's great. I like him. But...
I mean, but Sylvester Stallone's got that
he did
show on Paramount Plus that
Family Stallone.
Yeah, and it's people like a lot of people are watching it, so he's getting money. Jason Statham's definitely getting money. He's really the only relevant person there.
He's also got
You're
drama
bringing
too on
50
Paramount
Cent
Plus.
into the mix. He's going to be getting some money.
Yeah, you're right. The names
know?
they will take money up from the budget, of course.
I mean, for sure. Megan Fox is probably like, sure, I'll do it for free. Like, I'm ready to go. And also, anyone who wants to meet me in my trailer, you let me know. I'll be there. I'm naked. That's the only thing I'm good for.
I gotta say though, Stallone's great. I mean, doing that show for his daughters, like that show really is for his daughters, his family. It's really kind of noble, you know, in a way, you know.
But that Tulsa King show is painful to fucking watch, man. Painful.
I still like Stallone.
Who doesn't like him? He's Rocky. I mean, he's Rocky. Of course, he's an icon.
You know, he's fucking great.
Man,
you know?
he was great in Creed. Like I'm just saying, but that Tulsa King shit, I was literally like, oh my god. Like I was like, if you put my dad in front of a camera and gave him the lines, he probably would do better. Like I'm not even joking. Like I was like, Tommy could do this indefinitely.
Shout out to Tommy.
The funniest part is my mom watched Tulsa King, so it's just like once you get the mom vote and mom demographic, you got money. It doesn't matter. You're just gonna get
Once you get the mom vote,
You got the moms there. You're done.
Yeah,
you're
I
right
mean,
though.
we all work on those shows. It's like it's the mom vote. It's the reality.
my mom will not be watching that because it's very much like my father.
No. Oh no.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though, Brandon, because my mom would be like, why don't you work on a good movie or a good show that I like to watch? Because like I hear that shit all the time from her. I'm like, Mom, and like, you're not gonna watch Ant-Man? And then she's like, well, no, I'm not gonna watch that, Brian. And I'm like, come on.
Or American Horror Story.
Oh, she's not gonna watch American Horror Story.
Absolutely
When I worked
not.
on Horror Story,
she's like, is there knitting in that? I like the knitting. Is there something?
She's like, I want some good, wholesome family fun. Something that's like Disney. I'm like, Mom, some of the Disney stuff. No,
Isn't there a
wholesome
cheaper
Disney.
by the dozen coming out, Brian? Why don't you work on that?
Shout out to Marlene too. Shout out to moms, everybody.
Yeah.
Hashtag friends of the show.
All the moms.
Shout out to moms.
Shout out to moms. And GR says reality TV sucks. Yeah, GR, a lot of it does. And most of it's scripted anyways. But I do say like that we talked about recently about how the reality stars trying to get unionized. I think that's pretty fucking smart. I think that's great. And I hope it happens because it will really shut stuff down
He does
quite
fight
a
a
bit.
shark on a jet ski, dude. That shit was
Yeah,
crazy.
yes, he does. Yeah, the reality stars are trying to actually join SAG. That's like a whole thing that's been happening. So
I know.
And just like today, we talked about before, but the VFX artists from Marvel are actually joining IATSE. They're putting it forward to join IATSE. That came out today too. And we talked about that before too. It's great. Join the union, make them bigger, and like stand up against all this shit so everybody gets paid well and we can get actually paid for our art. End of the day, we should be. But until then we have fun. So
They're also separating video assists out of local 600 so that it's a separate union and you can't like have camera guys do playback anymore, that you have to hire video assist guys. Because like for a while, like they kind of just like shifted it away, and so like you could have an AC or someone in the camera department doing playback as opposed to hiring a video assist fucking person. So now they're solidifying those jobs again as well too, which is great.
that's awesome.
That's
See?
awesome.
Progress is happening. But before we move on, I have to know everybody. So Expendables, I'm gonna still call it Expendables. Thumbs up or thumbs down here, because we gotta have a vote. I'm gonna see this. I'm gonna give a thumbs up. I mean, you can, whatever you guys want to vote, but Maria's in between. Yeah. So at Kruse Control, 2.5
So
thumbs
this
up.
is good, right? This is bad, but you can do anywhere in between. So I'm gonna do a half and up.
And Sabrina's
I'm gonna do a half.
favorite.
My favorite's this.
I'm doing.
One and a half.
Oh.
1.5.
I'm doing this. Sabrina sometimes does this.
I do that. I should do
means
one
absolutely-
of these, and I should do. Oh, I got it to come up. I was trying to get it to come happen. I should do one of these and one of these for Megan Fox. There we go. That's my rating.
Yeah, but Expendables 4, I want to say 5 now. 4 is coming. We know there'll be more. Expendables. We know there's going to be a 5 after that, probably, especially if this gets back on track to making a lot of money. Because as long as projects are making money, they'll keep making more and more and more of them. And what that leads me to, everybody, is our featured story of the night. Let's get it. Come on.
Let's get it.
And you may be wondering what I mean by that. I'm talking about Dune. So apparently they're talking about doing a Dune 3. Now, initially when they were doing Dune, they said, okay, we want to do Dune. We want to do Dune 2. Dune 2. But they were going to do Dune. They want to do them both back to back. But the thing is, well, they didn't do it because they said production budget, and they're like, we're not sure how it's going to do. So they did the first Dune by itself. Now we have to wait forever to get the sequel because, of course, it did well. It was at a weird time, though, too, which I get. It was on HBO Max, same time going to theaters, still made great money. But now because of the writer's strike, the actor's strike, the second one had to shut down. You're not getting the second one until, well, they're saying October. It was moved from October to March 15th, 2024.
Oh, damn.
So that's quite a big move for production. But even that, the director was talking about, this is going to kill me. Denis Villeneuve. Denis, today his name's Denis. So Denis, his name's Denis. I hate it. I'm horrible. Denis is a Canadian director. He's fucking fabulous. He's done some great movies. But Denis was talking about this in an interview recently, and he was like, I have words on the page for a 3, and it'll be my absolute honor and my privilege to do a trilogy. And I really want to do it. He was talking about, he said that if I succeed in making a trilogy, he said, that would be the dream. But, we never know with these things. It took so long to approve the second one. They wouldn't do it back to back as it was. He said the third one would actually take place with a different book, the next book, Dune Messiah. Of course, the first one and the second one are involved with the 1965 book, just Dune, and this would be a continuation of Messiah. So with that, he said he would love to use that to complete the whole story and have one perfect trilogy that would wrap it all up. And so the fact that he's writing it already, the fact that the first one did so well, and that the second one is probably going to be even better, at least it looks like it to me. Like, I really am excited about Dune 2. I know Sabrina a little mixed on that, but I'm excited about it. But this right now, it's like, it's in the works. Probably he's putting down words to the page. So to me, that seems like it's only a matter of time till this is official. But the idea that he wants it is huge. And the only reason why that, even a third one's coming is because they don't want to mess the story. Apparently, a lot of times in the books, or even if you only do the first Dune movie, a lot of people have an idea that the fact that there's a reaction to Paul in it as a hero when he's not really supposed to be a hero. And the fact is that his interpretation would make it more of an actual warning of like what could come with society. And that's why he wants to have the third one to wrap it all up. But I think he just wants the third one to just tell the whole story, you know, tell the whole story. And I think this is going to happen. I mean, the fact he's talking about again, I mean, I think it's only a matter of time until it's officially greenlit. I hope they don't wait until this one's out, Dune 2, till they do it. Let's just get going. Let's keep shooting, you know, especially with the strike. Let's greenlight this, do them back to back. As soon as we get back to set, shoot rest of 2, right into 3, get this shit wrapped up. And so we get these movies faster than later on, like years later, because that's a big problem. Yeah. Sabrina, are you excited about a Dune 3 possibility? I know, again, like I said, you're a little bit of a tainted on the first one. You were too excited about it. It seems like you're a little bit, you know, better for this one, the second one coming. Do you think a 3 should happen, or do you think they should stop at 2?
I mean, to be fair, I never finished the first one. I just kept falling asleep. And so that to me is a mark of something that I'm probably not enjoying that much if I keep falling asleep. But also, you know, like I said at the beginning of the show, I mean, this is currently my 8th day in a row working. So I'm also a tired fucking person. So I don't know. I'm a hustler. I'm always working. I'm always doing something. I'm always busting my ass on something. So I'm tired. I'm just a tired bitch. So, yeah, I have to give it, before, when the second one comes out, I would like to see it because the trailer looks really good. And also there's several people on the show talking about you, Sean, who, are very much 100% like, pushing me to see it and saying that I am absolutely, missing out. So I really respect his opinion, and also, you know, everyone else's opinion. I'm going to see the first one. I've, you know, obviously great cast. I love Oscar Isaac. I know he, yes, and it's not a spoiler alert if the first one's done, right? So he's dead, right? So I know he dies. And I think that's what I watched until when he died. And I was like, my favorite person is no longer here, so I will go to sleep. But yeah, so I'm gonna watch the first one, and then I'm gonna go watch the second one for a little bit of a Christopher Walken edition. I also like Rebecca Ferguson. Great cast. Zendaya, again, fucking Timothée Chalamet, great cast.
Florence Pugh coming in here.
But isn't Drax in it? What's his name? Bautista?
Yeah, friend of the show.
Bautista.
Friend of the show.
So yeah, it does have a great cast, which is why I was excited to see it in the first place, but I just kept falling asleep. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch first 2. I feel like things like this in this world, in this sci-fi world, oftentimes come in a trilogy. Sorry, that's Peppy.
Oh, Peppy's making an announcement, everybody.
You know,
he's got some breaking
news.
Someone's at the door.
Breaking news. Someone's at the door.
Yeah. I think Sabrina, you gotta give it another chance. You gotta get into it. And you gotta watch it all the way through because it's worth it.
I think the third one makes sense. There's a lot of hype for the second one. The first one did very well. I anticipate the second one doing very well. Why wouldn't they make a third?
Yeah. What do you think, Brandon? Were you excited about Dune, like the next one at all? Are you a fan of this series? Think they should do a third one?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the series.
Thanks, Ryan.
I'm super excited. I'm super stoked, and not even just like from just a fan standpoint, but also like Dune 1 set so many like records, and like technology was created for just the VFX portion that I'm just like, even if you don't like it, the opportunities that would come for other movies just because this one happened is mind blowing. Like, I'm just so excited for what's to come. And like what is, like, you know, and just a finalization of the trilogy would be actually really, really cool. Just hope it's done right, you know? Just hope it's done right.
But it's necessary, I think. I think they have to do it. Like, if you're gone this far, why would we not finish it up? You know, let's just get it done. Let's get it in the can. Ride the worm, Sabrina. That's what Lexi says.
I don't even know what that means.
Ride the worm. You know what that means. No, I mean the worm in the, the worm, the big worm. Come on, the big sandworm. Come on.
It's also, I've said this before too, and people get so mad. Like, it's very similar to Star Wars to me, and like I can't. When they started talking about spice, I was like, fucking really, spice? Is that what we're doing? Because like, of course, like I was just watching. It was like just after, like, the Book of Boba Fett. And Mandalorian, where they're talking about spice and they're dealing spice, and it's all about the spice, and then like they're talking about spice, and there's the stand where all of them, it's just very similar to Star Wars. And I know that like George Lucas kind of ripped off Dune a little bit for that, but like I am familiar with Star Wars and not familiar with this, so like I feel like I, you know, just in in my brain, that's like another thing that was kind of like, am I watching Star Wars? Am I not watching Star Wars? Is the theme universe? Like it just themes, I don't know. It was a combination, I think, between that and just me being very, very tired. But I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch this one, watch a new one. And then I think that a third one is imminent. Yes.
We'll have to watch it going into Dune 2, just so you get that whole backstory.
It must flow, the spice.
The spice must flow.
Yeah.
But I agree, like the first one is a little slow. It is, but there's a lot of establishing going on there. And I can tell the pace is already picking up quite a bit. And the additions to the cast, I think, are phenomenal. It's going to be great, I think. I think we're going to nail it. And like I said, I think we just go right into 3. Get 3 going, get that production going, shoot them back to back, knock it out, and have them come out right after each other, because that needs to happen. So I think so.
I just can't wait for like the jokes my best friend would say, because like she would say like, I don't want to watch a bunch of white people try and find spice for the first time. So it's just like she has no idea what the hell it is, and I'm like, well, shit. Damn. Yeah, I can't wait.
But I think that, we're going to get this. It's only a matter of time. The fact that Denis is talking about it, it just has to happen. Okay, overall, I think we're excited about this, everybody. What was Lexi saying? It's not similar to Star Wars, maybe BDSM, adult, weird Star Wars. Maybe a little bit of that, Lexi.
I definitely didn't get that, but I only watched up until Oscar Isaac dying, which I don't think was very far. So.
But I gotta say, everybody, Dune 3, it's gonna happen. I believe it. We all believe it, and we need it if we're doing this, because you're already spending all this money in the franchise.
And don't movies like this come in threes? Isn't it like a trilogy type thing? Like I just feel like it's like a natural progression.
And there's spin-offs and stuff. If Sean were here, he'd be really getting into it.
Okay, let's not push it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's something we can do beyond that. There always is.
All right, let me get through the first one.
More Star Wars. But anyways, Dune's coming, I think. Dune 3, everybody. I believe in it. Thank you all for being here, though, as always, because we got that time of the show. We went by fast. Brandon, thank you so much for being here with us and talking about movies and television and giving us your behind the whole business perspective, which helps a lot, because a lot of people don't get that a lot of times.
Very good insight.
Yeah.
I eat this shit for breakfast, so thank you so much for giving me the chance to geek out with some fellow homies and just like giving me this chance. A really, really fun time. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate you. We'll have to have you back, talk some more about stuff.
Sure.
It's always fun. It's been great having your energy on the show.
Oh, anytime. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that's not bad, right? We see what the worst time we have is dogs bark once in a while. That's about it,
Hey, honestly, worst things can happen, like a hurricane or an earthquake. So who knows?
True that.
And no residuals.
Residuals. Fuck.
Sabrina, thank you as always for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you.
Every time.
Everybody out there, thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Please like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can. And as always, everybody, you got to tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, your nephews, your grandmas, your grandpas, great grandmas. Because if they're still alive, they got to be out there. I guarantee if they're watching, just like you should be, just like those chinchillas and those fucking squirrels and those fucking skunks and those kangaroos and all those fucking marsupilamis, as I said before, and the fucking mailmen who are carrying parasites to your doorbell and putting them on your fucking mail and they come into your house, and they should watch Kruse Control too, because they're already living in your house with those fucking cockroaches and the fucking fleas and everything out there, because they're awesome and they're small and there's millions of them. Subscribe and we'll all get there together to 1 million, because we're at 543 subscribers right now, and it keeps going up, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here as always. We appreciate you watching. If it was your first time, come on back. We'll be back here on Wednesday for our Wednesday edition of Hump Day. And until then, everybody, again, Brandon, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And
appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone watching.
Thank you all there. And as always, everybody, until next time, see ya.